How's it going, everybody, and welcome to my second channel. Just a quick note before we jump into this podcast with me and the lovely Connie. This was actually our second attempt at doing the podcast together. Because I'm making this stuff up as I'm going along, it bit me, as I was using the completely wrong type of microphones and the audio came out awful on our first attempt. But I eventually got the correct type of microphones and we sat down and had another, more successful go at it. So when we mention it, you'll know what we're talking about. That being said, whether you're studying, working, or just pottering around the house while you listen to this, I hope you enjoy it. I suppose if you want to say hello to the people, because I'll use this bit.
I'm a mouthful.
A mouthful of fucking cake, as per usual. Inside you
is Monica Geller. I'm okay with
No,
this.
it's inside you. There's like, did you ever hear the story about the drug dealer who got arrested, but they had to forklift him out of his room because he weighed over 400 pounds? That's
No.
what I imagine you would. And you would sell drugs to feed your cake habit.
I told you already, if you weren't there and I was single, I would be on my 600 pound life. I'm not actually that fat. Can we just clarify? Can we actually just clarify? I'm actually not fat at all.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. I can't have them believing that you're a fat.
But they don't know what you look like. They'll figure it out one day. But all I'm saying is that you would sell drugs for cake. Like somebody would come up to you, handshaking, kind of going, you got any heroin? Do you need some heroin? And you're like, listen, unless you got a bit of fucking red velvet or black forest on you, get the fuck away from me.
No, that wouldn't cut it. I'd need jellies.
Jellies?
You know I'm a jelly person.
I know there's a jelly person living in it.
That's my grandmother's cake. I'm going to eat it.
So I got a question from Dallas Strickok, I believe. Question for the missus. If Ducky does leave you for Margot Robbie, will you love tap him in the twig and berries even harder? Much love from Canada.
Would I hit you in the balls?
Yeah, it's basically saying, would you nut me if I went off with Margot Robbie?
No, not at all.
Why not?
Well, I'm assuming she's on your list.
Yeah, she's definitely in the top 20. I don't know, she's gone down a couple of rungs as of late, but she's definitely still in the top 20s.
I'd leave you for her.
I know you would.
So, no, I'd clap you on the back.
See, she's a supportive girlfriend.
That's only because I'd hope I'd get a chance at her as well.
Dirty bitch. So find yourself a woman who appreciates the women you appreciate.
Are you saying you don't appreciate Jason Momoa?
No, I do. He's a fine looking man.
Well then.
But as I said,
he's mine.
I would only have sex with him to spite you.
Oh, I know you would.
Could you imagine I'd be coming home like telling you tales, just kind of going, my God, Connie, would you believe how wide his cock is? I thought I'd never have a fart that would make a sound again.
Oh, if only.
Next question is from Shadow's Edge. The only question I have is for Connie. How hard are you laughing when Ducky is recording his videos? Well, sure, you're not here when I'm recording my videos. Like,
I hear you sometimes when you're setting up for like a stream or whatever, and I hear you in the room testing, and I think it's very funny. But
so just testing me levels and stuff. Yeah, something you've literally just seen me do right now. And I've been setting this up.
But when you're listening to it from a different room, like if I'm going to bed or something, and I hear you in here going testing 1, 2, I think it's fucking hilarious.
Well, like I'm legit now. I'm over 100,000 subscribers, so like, you know, and it's my profession. So, you know, I feel like that's a lot more cringy if you have like 25 subscribers here in your room there. I think everybody knows that lad. They know that one lad who like plays a guitar for like a week and suddenly he thinks he's
a musician.
He's world famous and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but still, it's there's no harm in wanting it to sound good though either.
No. But yeah, no, I don't record with you in the house for people who want to know. Because you work during the days and I'm at home during the day, so I get to recording. I can cut loose. I can get a bit more into character and stuff, and I don't have to worry about people listening in, except the neighbours who probably think I'm mental.
I live a pitiful life where I have to get up early and leave the house, go to work to earn my few pounds.
Pet dogs all day. That's such a hard life.
Why?
Because I know it bothers you. Because I know that's not what you do all day. But
I
know
wish my job was that.
I know it bothers you when people say that.
To sit there and cuddle puppies all day and pet puppies and play with puppies. I really wish it was. And it wasn't all fucking sickness and dying. And
it's just death. You keep killing people's cherished family pets.
I don't. The vets do that. I don't.
Aiding and abetting.
I'm there to support the owners.
And hold the vein.
Yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at that. Sorry.
No, sure, look, you have to kind of mentally distance yourself from it sometimes.
Yeah, but I've done that a little bit too well, though.
Yeah, but then you're pure heartbroken when the puppies had to go back to your man. In case people listening in here, they don't know, if they don't follow my Instagram, we had puppies for, how long did we have them? A month?
Yeah, 4 weeks exactly.
Yeah, and we both got rather attached and then got sad when they went away.
Sad. Fucking distraught.
Yeah, no, but it's like, I'm the man, so I have to be emotional wall there for you to lean on, you know? That's my like one and only job in this relationship. I can't cry while you are crying, like, you know, there has to be over and back.
Yeah, but it's okay, we're over it now, I think, so.
Yeah, well, we're going to visit them tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. It'll be happy tears then, though.
Tears of joy and then tears of sadness when we go away, because we know we'll never see him again after that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The last stream we answered this already, or the last podcast, but because the audio shagged up, people won't get to know, but it's a lot of people still asking us anyway, is how did the two of us meet? So do you want me to answer this?
I don't mind.
From like, I can tell it from your point of view if you want, like what you were thinking at the time. And
No. Long story short, I was friends with Lara, who they were dating at the time, weren't they?
Meeting, yeah, they were riding at the time, I suppose would be the best description, yeah. So Lara and PJ were riding at the time.
Yeah, and we were all out drinking one night and she got it into her head that she wanted to set me up with somebody, and I didn't want to be set up with somebody, but she went ahead and done it anyway. And then your name came up, and it went from there basically. I had a message then from a number that I didn't know saying, "Hi, how are you?" And I was like, "Who the fuck is this?"
You're really bad telling this story.
Well, it's better than what you'd say. I was fucking love at first sight.
Let me have a crack at it there. Let's see if I can tell a more of a clear story. Many years back, I was working in Extravision, yeah, just for any like Americans out there. It's like Blockbuster Video essentially. I was working on one of them, and I was working with her mother at the time. And
but I didn't want to go back that far. Like.
Well, it's kind of part of it. Like that's how we initially met. So yeah, I was working with her mother inside in Extravision, and she used to come in and out and visit her mother, and that's when I met Connie. Just would always make small talk and stuff and run around. Now, of course, when she'd seen me, it was like love at first sight. She was absolutely foaming at the gash.
Lies.
When she seen me, she could smell the cock the second she walked in the door, and she knew she fucking wanted it. But she held off. You know, she held her tongue because she was so shy and stuff. Like, you know, didn't want to be approached me. I was just really intimidated. Such a good looking man like myself, you know.
He wishes.
And then flash forward was about a few years later. I think it was just back from college after doing film school in Cork.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And PJ was out one night and he was seeing Lara at the time. Lara's the girl from Living with the Lads video, the party aftermath, if people haven't seen that. But so PJ was kind of riding her at the time, and they had bumped into Connie while they were out drinking.
No, I went out with Lara.
Was it? You went out with...
I was out with her.
Well, I'm telling my point of view. Needless to say, they bumped into that and decided to play Cupid. And you know, PJ says, "Oh, I know, we can set you up with Ducky there." But from my perspective, I was sitting at home on this night. I didn't know what was going on. I get a message from PJ going, "Oh, here, there's Connie is out. You were working with her mother there years ago." I was like, "Oh, yeah, Connie, yeah, what about her anyway?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, she's been out. She's asking for you. She's mad about you."
Which is lies.
Well, I was just like, yeah, I was like, all right, sure, look, pass on my number and we see what happens, like, you know. Was it that night I just texted out? Because I assumed you were aware of this, like, you know, because it sounded like the lads were talking to you while you were talking to me at the same time. We found out after the fact, no, you were completely unaware to this going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, because PJ said to me, "Oh, what do you think of Ducky?" And all I said was, "Yeah, sure, he's grand." And I got up and walked away to go and get a drink or go to the toilet or whatever.
You went off to flick your bean. One thought of me and you were just like, God,
yeah,
I need to go at myself.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'll leave you believe that. Yeah, and that was it. That was all that was said that night. So he took my number off Lara and texted it to you.
Yeah.
And then you text me.
Yeah, I text you. I was like, fucking, you know.
Pissed out of my mind, like.
Saddle up, girl. I got something for you to ride. And sure. That's we just kind of started texting from there, and we went to see.
7 years later.
Yeah, we went to see The Purge in cinema, and I shifted her in a Dunn's car park.
How romantic!
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here we are. Yeah, 7 years later, and
painful 7 years.
Still,
later.
Absolutely. What's the opposite of infatuated?
Is it loathe?
Loathe, disgusted by, maybe. Disgusted by each other, yeah.
Yeah.
Here we are in a small room, sweating our genitals off. Because it's unbelievably fucking humid for no reason.
Yeah, there's no need for it. No need for this.
It's a bad state of affairs when you have 106,000 fans and you can't stay cool.
Oh, God, fuck's sake. Oh, Jesus, lads.
Oh. Type F in the chat if that was just, the best fucking joke you're going to hear all day.
Fuck's sake. That was so bad.
I know, but it got you though, didn't it? Cream Egg asks, do you like cream eggs?
Yes, I would eat them all day, every day. I'd never get sick of them.
You would, I think you would eat one in each opening on your body. Like you would put one there, like one in each ear, one up each nostril.
Yeah.
You'd probably sit in one if you thought you'd get away with it.
Yeah, I actually really would. I'd be distraught.
Turn one into a love egg, put a motor in it.
Yeah. In fact, I loved them. My insides would be made up of cream eggs, if I had my way.
Would you cream egg, would you?
I would. I think so, yeah. How satisfying would that be, though? Well, maybe not for you. You don't really like the inside of cream eggs.
If I was eating box, I would probably bring a new spin to it.
I can imagine it would probably taste nicer.
No, I don't know. As a fella, fellas universally like the taste of box. You're not going to find a lad out there that's going to go, oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that? You don't get that. That women are the ones that are fucking touch and go when it comes to anything oral. You're the ones that kind of oh, I don't like it. Oh, I'll swallow. Oh, no, I don't swallow. I speed. You're all fussy fuckers. Fellas are just yeah, give me the box. I'll eat it. I'll eat clean through it. I'll eat out the back of our spine.
That's because you're dirty.
Yeah. That. And we care about you. We don't hurt your feelings. We know how much of a sensitive lot you are when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm not, but...
Could you imagine pulling the young one's knickers down and just kind of going, oh, what's that? Onions? What is it? Oh, God.
Fuck's sake.
Could you imagine how unbelievably self-conscious you'd feel? But that's something a girl would definitely do to a fella.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, but that's just because you're horrible.
Tough skin, you see.
No, you're horrible.
Thick skin. We're able to take a bit of abuse,
You're smelly.
That's because we have a core group of friends that do nothing but take the piss out of each other. So we're well used to a bit of fucking slagging,
What? I'm not.
You sit down there and tell each other lies about how great you look and all that kind of stuff. And if you look too good, then you turn around and say, oh no, I wouldn't wear that. Out of fear, you'd show each other up.
Yeah.
Moonshine Mackie asks, question is this also going to be a gaming channel? I want to hear Ducky rage over COD or Halo. Maybe. I might do gaming videos. I was just kind of planning on using this channel for podcasts and videos to do whatever the fuck I want to do with. Just because I'm only answering that because a few people have asked me that.
What about gameplays?
But it was just about what's going up on, well, I'd say this channel here, Ducky's Room.
Yeah.
What I'll be using it for, but primarily podcasts and maybe gaming videos. Oh my God, I got a frog in my throat. My darling, hi.
So sexy.
I can't get enough of your love, baby.
So sexy.
I know, right?
I'm really tired. The fucking heat is killing me.
It's fucking baiting me asunder high.
I like the heat.
I know you do.
But this is unbearable.
This is why I don't like saunas.
Oh no, I like a sauna.
No, I can't stand a sauna. Not only are you in there half naked with other people, which is already incredibly uncomfortable, you're also struggling to breathe because you're breathing in ridiculously warm air, and warm air is not comfortable on the lungs. No,
it's not. It's like wearing the masks and stuff. That's I feel like I'm suffocating. I still wear it, but I feel like I'm suffocating underneath it.
Do you know what popped into my head there the other day?
What?
You know the way it's so many people going on about the anti-maskers, and they're going on about, oh, I don't want to wear a mask, you breathe in your own oxygen, it's dangerous, it's not good for you, all this kind of random horse shit.
Yeah.
Childish excuses not to fucking wear a mask for 10 minutes. But the thing that I was kind of thinking about there the other day is have these people never hidden under the blankets as a child?
No. Because they're saddos and they live a sad
I feel like
existence.
everybody on the planet would have done that once upon a time, You got scared.
As a child, you would.
You got scared or you're playing hide and seek. Or
fuck it, I still do it.
Yeah. I know people who will fall asleep with the covers over their head. You just see the top of their head, and that's it. And they're breathing. And Jesus, they haven't died
yet.
In a good 30 odd years, the clock is still counting on it.
People that do that are just sad. Or that haven't done that, sorry. And if they have, they've clearly forgotten what their childhood was like because they're boring, insufferable bastards now.
Yeah.
So, any anti-vaxxers, anything like that listening in, good luck.
What's the worst outcome you've seen, without obviously out naming names or anything, what's the worst outcome you've seen of anybody in your class in school nowadays? Like, what life do they have that you're happy that you don't?
All of them have kids.
Kids?
More or less every single one of them that I went to school with have kids.
Really?
There's one younger than me. Now, granted, I didn't go to school with her, but she's 2-3 years younger than me and has 4 children.
Ooh.
All under the age of 6.
I was just going to say, a girl I went to school with has like 4 kids, but I suppose that's not saying much, seeing as we're out of school about 12 years now.
Vomit. You can't be out of school 12 years because I'm out of school 10.
I'm 30. I finished school when I was late 17, turned 18.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was a lot more.
You're going out with an old man, girl.
When did I leave school?
What age
2010. 2010.
Yeah.
Do you know it's 10 years ago this year since obviously it's 10 years ago since I finished secondary school, but like it's coming up on 10 years since I went to like my first day of college. Like, it's a decade.
Yeah. It's mad when you think about it, because like when you're looking back at that from like your late 20s or early 30s like myself, it still only feels like
yesterday.
I'll say yesterday, but 12 years ago it actually feels closer to maybe 4 or 5, you know, that kind of way at a glance.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
but yeah, a whole decade.
Yeah. And 2 of my classmates, I believe, are dead since. One of them OD'd and the other one killed himself.
Well, this has gone very morbid.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, but that's the kind of length of time I'm talking about. Like, people have died in the middle of it, you know.
I don't think anyone that I went to school with has died.
Maybe he didn't OD. Maybe he's just in rehab. I don't know. A load of my classmates got into drugs massively when they left school.
Yeah. All the people I went to school with were just tramps.
But you can't fault a tramp.
You fucking can.
You can't.
Why?
Well, just speaking as a man, and you know, talking about my single days, like a single man loves a slut, you know, because like they'd sleep with you and you won't have to chase them that hard, and you're not going to be, you know, there's no hoops to be jumping through or that. That's A1. A lot of single men love that.
Yeah.
The difference to that is the difference between a slut and a bitch, because like a slut will fuck anybody, a bitch will fuck anybody but you. Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair.
But there's not many men out there that realistically hate sluts. Like, if a fella says he hates a slut, he's only saying that because there's a girl he's trying to get with within earshot.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it's
like ultimately, like, if you're hungry, do you go to 2 or 3 towns over to get something to eat? You just call it and have it delivered. You want the easy way out on most things, like, especially when you're just scratching an itch, like, you know?
I get that. But, you know, to be fair, out of 100 and something in my year, like, I'd say a good half of them, if not more, have kids. And then the rest of us are sitting pretty, like, do you know? Like,
yeah, well, sure, look, that's the thing, though. Like, they're going to get stung anyway, like, you know?
I think one of them repeated 6th year, but she was heavily pregnant doing her leaving cert. This was, like, the year after I left, so, like, we should have finished the same year. But she was barely there throughout 6th year, so she just said, fuck it, she'd repeat it. And she did, but she was, like, heavily pregnant, sitting her leaving cert exams. Why would you do that yourself, like?
Yeah, it's a peculiar one. I went to school with a lad who, he was a year ahead of me, and he didn't get the points he wanted on his leaving cert.
Yeah.
And this was me going from 5th to 6th year, and he was just after finishing 6th year, but he didn't get the points he wanted from his leaving cert, so he repeated. Mm-hmm. And that was grand. So he was in the same year, not the same class as me, but I knew him through friends. Yeah. And he did through the year again, and he came out with almost a perfect fucking score at 6th year. God, like, it was like 500-600, whatever, like the near max was. He came out with mint, and then never bothered going to college.
Why would you do that?
I have no fucking idea. And I know a lad who dropped out 2 weeks before his junior cert to do silage.
Oh, sure, here.
Yeah.
That's typical Irish behaviour.
Only an Irish fucking farming family would pull their son out of school
to go and do silage
2 weeks before the junior cert to do fucking silage, yeah.
Yeah, well, that would only happen here, to be fair. Mm-hmm. But like, I didn't give a fuck about my leaving cert because I didn't need the points.
No. Sure, I did LCA, that leaving cert applied thing. I think they've since done away with it.
Have they?
Possibly. At least in the school I went to, I'm fairly sure they've done away with it. Not long after I did LCA there. But
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's only the equivalent of about 175 points, I think it is. So like
the whole year.
Yeah, I think so, something like that. But again, what I hadn't actually planned on going to college when I left school because I was so sick of school. I did not school well at all. Like when I was in school, I didn't like studying. I didn't like doing tests. Didn't like any of that.
No, but sure, who did?
And what's funny is, like, after school, I became really interested in history and space and science and
Yeah,
stuff.
but that's because you're learning about what, like, you're interested in what you want to be interested in, not what you're not fucking sitting there.
A lot of it is the teaching, because I did have a teacher from, was it first through third year, in history in particular, and he was a very good teacher. Like, first year and
and then you got a shit teacher, was it?
No, it was grand. It was the class that kind of changed. What happened was, so first and second year history was great. I loved that because it was all about like medieval times, the Bronze Age, Stone Age, all that kind of stuff, and castles, kings, all that kind of very interesting stuff. But then we hit third year and it transitioned into Irish politics and the history of that.
Politics.
And it instantly bored the arse off me. And to this day, people often that come up to me and like, what do you make of the IRA and the British? And it's like, I just don't really fucking care, lads. So like, the British invaded everywhere. We're not special.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, fuck that. Yeah. No, I went to college to do hairdressing, like, and I knew I didn't need the points to do it, so I didn't give a continental about my leaving cert, like. Yeah, no, well, you don't need it. It was only after I did a few years of retail I decided to go back to college. That's when I left Extravision. I'd left there. I remember because I left, and the boss of the place, we left on really bad fucking terms, and I remember saying to her, going, this fucking place is going under and it will happen in the next fucking 5 years. And it did.
It was about 8 months later the Extravision closed their doors.
That's right, John. Jesus Christ.
And so I went off and did a year in film school then as well, but that was such a like low level course. It was like a level 6 fee.
But that must be 7-8 years ago, is it? That Extravision is gone, that they
about
closed.
that, yeah, if not more. So maybe
that only feels like yesterday.
Yeah,
like.
exactly.
I hit the microphone. Sorry.
What?
So I really can't cope with this fucking heat.
Oh, this heat's killing me. I'll have to top up my drink soon. I'm going to need something to fucking...
Well, I'm okay. I have 7 up there. But...
sip on and cool down. Will I just leave you to talk to the audience there on your own, will I?
No.
Yeah?
No. Not at all. Thank you.
That's alright, I'll make do.
What, dying of the heat? Should go get a drink then. Just pause that. I'm not sitting here talking to myself. There's people there that are in way hotter countries than us listening to this.
There isn't. Fuck them, they're used to it. I can't. Not able.
No. It's unbearable.
I'll take the fucking wind and the rain any day over this shit.
Oh no, I'd still take the heat. But this level of fucking humidity needs to go, like, just pull it, please, now. It's just not normal.
Right, so I'll throw up the phone there and I'll see if I find any new questions first. Will the missus be more involved in the channel?
No.
Probably not. Like, some people have suggested to get you to do your own voice, but I feel
God, no.
But I feel like that would actually take away from the video, because some of the humour is me impersonating you.
Yeah.
That kind of way.
And I'm way too fucking awkward.
Yeah. No, I'm much happier just taking the piss out of you.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine by me as well. And
then, making a video, publishing it, and just bursting in the room going, ha, bitch, in your face, look at that shit.
Yeah. I'm just way too awkward to do something like that as well, though.
Yeah, and you want to be an Instagram makeup thing, artist thing.
I'd obviously get used to it, but the thoughts of it gives me the mother of all anxieties, like.
Yeah, but sure, let's be real. When I started recording videos, the thoughts of recording my video, even to this day, I get a little bit of anxiety before I record. And I've recorded well over 80 videos.
Yeah.
But I'm obviously well used to it now. Once the microphone's on, I sink into it immediately.
Yeah, well, it's what is it? A confidence thing.
So I said, once you do it so many times, I think maybe I was about 10, 15 videos in before I started kind of hitting my stride. And even 20, 30 videos later, you could still hear a bigger difference again.
Yeah.
So...
I'm still awkward sitting here doing this, even though this is this is my third time sitting here.
Your third time?
Yeah. The Q&A, the first time we done this, and now...
Oh, yeah. Well, with the Q&A, you were sitting up next to me, and that was straightforward, because you were getting direct questions. You weren't kind of relying on yourself to talk about anything. So.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like, I'm incredibly awkward in my
looks, yeah.
What did you say?
No, I didn't say it.
Fucking... cunt. Big
awkward looking fucker, yeah. You should see her. She's like... She's all legs and no body, So she has these giant Shaquille O'Neal legs there, and this little Oompa Loompa torso.
And horse teeth as well, apparently.
Big old horse teeth, yeah. She could eat an apple through a letterbox.
I don't know what you're talking about, because you're not too fucking good looking yourself, like.
Everyone knows that's lies.
How do they? They haven't actually seen you.
I've given you some hard truths.
I'm the poor unfortunate soul here that has to sit here fucking looking at you. At least all you get is a fucking little duck character. I actually have to sit here and look at you like.
You do. You get to play with my dick.
Oh, how joyful.
And not everybody gets to play with my dick. There's 2 people that get to play with my dick in this world. You and me.
I should be so privileged.
You should. Get a silver medal for that.
A silver medal?
Yeah. Oh, I'm better at it. I can make myself blow a load in about 20 seconds.
Trying to put that to the test.
Oh, there's that fella out there that like, every fella out there can make himself blow a load immediately. Just need the right material to work with, you know?
Just one touch.
We only, like, we last longer purely for our reputation with G. On our own, we don't have to maintain that. We're just like, yeah, I'm going to bed. I want to be walking up that stairs in about 40 seconds. It's like, you know.
Going to bed with a clear head. Quite literally.
I'm sure there'll be like residual stuff about.
Bloop.
No, it's just a typical man thing. Like, you know, you blow a load and you're like, yeah, the pipes are cleared, there's no more there. And you get up and like maybe about 5 to 10 minutes later, your dick just kind of goes, and it's like just a little bit more comes out. You're like, what the fuck? Like, you do a second round of cleaning.
That's because you're dirty.
This is why people really want to listen to the podcast.
What?
I was talking about dicks. Loady dicks.
Loady dicks, yeah. No. Sticky, tacky.
Tacky, gloppy.
Gloppy. Globular. Globular.
Chunky.
Chewy.
Well, that's how you know you have a high sperm count. Like, if she has to chew it before she swallows. That's how doctors test. You go into a doctor's office and he's like, I'll get you to masturbate into this vial. And you do that, and what he does, he takes it back behind the curtain and chews on it.
Oh, fuck off. Jesus Christ. I know they don't, but like the fucking, the thoughts.
It's like it's like a 72-year-old man. He just dips his pinky into it there and just go. And he's like, oh no, you're a bit low there. That's a bit watery, that is.
That is so disgusting. That is so fucking vile.
Oh my God, it's very thick. Have you been hydrating much? What's our safe word?
We don't have a safe word. There is no
Essential
safe word.
Sanders wants to know safe word.
There is no safe word.
Oh, sure. We do go hard though, like, you know, but then you don't want to admit defeat either. So I think like that's why we don't use safe words.
Yeah, what's the point? They're not fun.
Like.
Safe words quite literally take the fun out.
Safe words are for pussies, yeah.
Yeah. Grow the fuck up. Man up.
The missus, what kind of vet work do you do? Ducky mentioned it on his Insta. Oh yeah, so yeah, just if you want to elaborate on that, or shall I?
I work in a vet's as a assistant, kennel hand, groomer, general dog's body, to be quite honest.
Pardon the pun.
Yeah. And do a little bit of nursing, small bit. What else do I do in there? Pet puppies all fucking day.
Pet puppies all day.
That's quite literally all I do, yeah.
Well, that's how we came into puppies. As I just woke up one morning and I had a message on my phone from you kind of going, I think it was you sent me a picture and you're like, can I bring them home? And I was just like, you have to ask. And
what was the tragedy behind it?
Yeah, no, we got a bit sad.
What was the tragedy behind those puppies?
Oh, yeah,
you see, it's not all fucking shits and giggles in there, like.
No, well, let's be fair, yeah, and that's something we elaborated on the last podcast.
What?
How we came into having those puppies.
Oh.
Which, will I give the quick version of it?
Well, the bitch was in pup, and the fella that owned her left her go a little bit too long. I don't know if it was just stupidity or... It wasn't neglect. It wouldn't have been neglect. He looks after his dogs, like. Yeah. Just left her go a little bit too long, and she ended up becoming septic and needed a section. And out of a litter of 9 puppies, only those 2 survived. And the soft old cunt in me was like, oh, must bring them home and care for them. And then got really attached, and then was distraught handing them back. So, yeah, my job is entailed with going into work on a Wednesday morning to find their mother dead and a puppy dead. So it's not all fucking petting puppies and rainbows and shit.
No, so the trick is to go out with somebody. Sorry. Could you make any more noise? Sensitive audio equipment corner.
Sorry.
I just started my shit.
It's very warm.
Oh, it's so warm. We're just going to call this podcast So Warm with Connie. Or things are getting hot in here with Connie. Getting hot with Connie.
Oh.
the hottest podcast you'll ever hear.
And it's the furthest thing from it.
Surprised you don't got like fucking sweat patches under your tits.
Oh, so hey, like I'm drowned, like, and not in the good way.
Not in a good way. Yeah. I'd be like, my thighs were squeaking as I was going down the stairs, like, I was just glancing off each other. So John O'Brien asks, question for the both of you. Who are your celebrity crushes, and would you leave the other one for them?
Yeah.
So who's your top three? If you had to pick three, who would it be?
Jason Momoa, The Rock. Oh, there's so many for number 3.
So Jason Momoa, The Rock, and who's the third?
I don't know.
Chris Hemsworth.
See, I'd be obligated to put Ollie Murs in there because, you know, he's been the number one for so long, like.
But just because he could sing.
Yeah, but I think he's a cheeky chappy, like, you know, I just love him. He's up for the shits and giggles. Not that the other two aren't either, but yeah, I think I'd have to put Ollie Murs in there.
And you'd leave me for any one of those three?
Yeah.
Would you second guess it at all? Just
not at all.
No, just straight out the door.
If they walked in the door, I'd be like, sorry, who are you?
As I was saying to her brother there the other day, I said, you would have sex with them on my back on the floor.
Yeah, and I'm not one bit ashamed about it.
No, you wouldn't be.
Who's your top 3?
I don't know. It's changed a lot in recent years, so...
Elizabeth Hurley has to be up there.
Yeah, she's my new number 1 now for the moment. I've become infatuated with her again. I cannot believe how unbelievable that woman looks nowadays.
Yeah, well, to be fair.
Like, it's like she's only aged about a year since I seen her when I was in, like, my early teens.
Yeah, but then again, if we all had her money, we'd age like that too.
I don't think I would. I think I'd have too many bad habits that I would just age.
Yeah, well, she has kids though, doesn't she? And they all look amazing as well, I think.
I know she has a son, I believe, but
yeah, but he's meant to be very striking looking though.
No, Jesus, if I had a go at her, like, my God, the damage I'd do. I'd pound her into a fine paste. Like, I would bend space and time with the dicking I'd give her. Like, the dicking I'd give her, you'd grow an anger inside you because
you never done it to me.
Yeah, because you'd be like, oh my God, I did not realise he had that level of enthusiasm in him.
That's okay, because the feeling is mutual.
See, it used to be like Rachel Riley and Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen anything that Scarlett Johansson's been in where she's looked exceptional lately.
Yeah, but sure, we haven't seen Black Widow yet, and that was supposed to be out the start of the year, but fucking COVID.
That's it, yeah. Margot Robbie didn't look particularly good in Birds of Prey. Granted, it was more the costume design and stuff like that, whatever, her outfit and everything.
But
don't look at me like that.
Robbie.
No, don't look at me like that. Look at her in Suicide Squad. My God, she'd
unreal.
give a horn to a snowman. Like, it was ridiculous. She looked fucking, like, it was definitely a male that dressed her in that movie because he did a great job of it and she looked fantastic. But then you look at her in Birds of Prey, she looked like somebody who was a bit haggard and somebody who's been doing drugs for about 3 years.
Oh no, I thought she looked lovely.
No, she's still Margot Robbie. She's still, like, well fuckable, but she's definitely knocked down a couple
just like nothing, doesn't matter what film she's in, it's the way she looks in any film going forward is never ever going to top the way she looked and was in The Wolf of Wall Street.
And The Wolf of Wall Street, yeah. With the fucking, that scene where she's got the heels and DiCaprio's head and he's just like, oh. And she's that, was it like a Boston accent or something like that?
New Jersey, I think.
Jersey?
I think so.
No, we'll see. Somebody will correct us in the comments, I'm sure. But
yeah,
no, that was nice. And who else? Was it Rachel Riley? Was on my list, but then she went and had a kid and
ruined herself.
Yeah. I'm sure she still looks just as good, but in my head I'm just like, no, she has a kid. I know Elizabeth Hurley has a kid, but she's like a pleasant surprise where I was infatuated with Rachel Riley.
She looks amazing at her age. Yeah, she does, in fairness. So who's number 3?
See, that's the thing, I don't know. I've not seen any.
I had to pick.
Fuck, who would be a good number 3? I suppose Karen Gillan. I'll just put her in a good place. So she's a good looking girl.
Karen. Oh yeah.
She's the redhead from Jumanji.
Yeah.
What else was she in?
I'm just happy you didn't say Amber Heard.
Amber Heard?
Yeah.
No, didn't do it for me. Sorry now, like me and Elon Musk are great friends, so I wouldn't invade him.
Is that who he's with?
That's who he was with anyway, yeah. He was with her for about a year or so.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
He was with her for about a year and I think she broke it off with him. He was quite heartbroken over it anyway.
Please tell me he came out and said that she's batshit crazy. Please.
Apparently there's rumours that she was flaking him while she was with Depp.
Oh, sure, that wouldn't fucking surprise me.
Who the fuck knows now really at this stage. I'd say she's a psycho bitch, to be honest.
I don't believe that my Jonathan could do something like that anyway.
Jonathan, what have you done?
Jonathan Depp. Doesn't sound right, does it?
No.
Jonathan Depp.
Is that what you'd scream out if you were riding him and say, "Oh, Jonathan"?
No.
"Oh, Jonathan. Your rod is simply divine. You shall thrust it deep into my squish mitten."
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know though. Like, see, the thing about like the idea of sleeping with celebrities on that level is like they've definitely had better, be it dick or vagina. You know.
Of course they have. Should they have money to burn? They can buy it. Like
God knows, I could give Elizabeth Hurley the pumping.
Of a lifetime.
Of a man half my age.
Lifetime.
Of a man half my age. And I still can't help but think she'd be like, "Oh, I've definitely gotten it harder and longer from bigger lads." You know?
Yeah, but of course she probably has, like.
And it's the same with, like, if you were to go off with Jason Momoa, or, well, not Jason Momoa, because he's been with your one for so long, but
he had his eyes set on her from a very young age.
yeah, you gotta respect that, like, you know.
Fuck did he go for it? And he
just seen her on TV. He's like, yeah, I want that one.
Yeah.
And then he went and got that one.
You have to admire that. Like, that's dedication there for you, like.
I can't help but imagine, like, you know, when they first went on their date and they're like, sit down at the dinner table, and she's like, "Oh, so tell me a bit about yourself." And he's just like, "Well, I wanted you, and here you are, and now you're mine."
Yeah.
And she'd be like, "What?" And, "You're mine now." Like, that's how matter of fact I'd imagine Jason Momoa would be.
Yeah, but like, you have to admire the fact
Woman,
that he...
mine.
Yeah. That he spotted her from such... I won't say such a young age, but there is a good age gap.
He did have an
between them.
infatuation with her from early on, yeah.
Yeah, and he fucking went for it. So, you know, if he can do it, so can I, you know? I'll split the two of them up yet.
There's still time left.
I can be very determined when I want to be. Yeah, I couldn't do that to The Rock, though. He's way too nice. Not that Jason Momoa isn't, but...
Yeah. See, Jason Momoa, like, you know, would be the kind of man, probably fuck you senseless. Like, he's very tribal and rebel about him. Like, you know, he's got that kind of raw manliness about him. I feel like The Rock would be the kind of person you'd tickle in bed.
I'd happily take a tickling off him, though.
He just looks like a big friendly giant, like, you know.
Yeah, but he's beautiful, though. He's just gorgeous. I'll have good dreams tonight.
Yeah, you're going to be drowned. Every inch of you is going to be drowned from the heat and, you know, filthy thoughts.
Yeah. I just... I know it's probably picking up the sound of this, is it?
Yeah, for people who are listening in, they don't know she's touching her clitoris.
No, I'm not.
No, she's waving an Animal Crossing box in her face to cool down.
Yeah. So I will play some of that tomorrow.
Well, show me your tits there. Give me a glance.
Fuck off.
There's no bonuses out of fucking relationships at all, is there? You're supposed to. It's in the relationship agreement.
No, it's not.
Tits on demand. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You're the only naked character.
Well, that's not my fault. I didn't draw her. You're the one that fucking drew her.
Well, you got clothes now. I've since updated the model.
And fucking, you know.
And before people ask, no, Ducky's not getting pants.
Why not?
Because he's pantsless. That's just the way he is.
Like, what's his name?
Because it's just funnier because he doesn't have pants.
What's his name? Donald Duck.
Donald, yeah.
But yeah, he gets out of the shower and wraps the towel around himself. Never understood that.
Yeah. I like to think that, like, when the feathers are wet, they end up like parting and his knob just kind of hangs out. You know when your hair is wet, it like sticks to your scalp. I feel like that's the ball shows. That's why he puts the towel around. It's like when he's dry, they're kind of fluffy. They hide it.
Oh, maybe.
See, because like obviously Donald doesn't manscape.
Yeah, but then like Daffy Duck is completely bollock naked as well. Like, I know he has feathers and whatever, but he's got no clothes.
Yeah, but he's no reason to cover up. You know why?
Because he's a wild duck.
Because he's black. Yeah, imagine the size of his duck dick. He's not going to want to hide that.
Yeah, to be fair, he'd have him run.
Like, if you're guaranteed to be the biggest dick within a 500-mile radius, you're not going to care about covering up, are you? Like Donald had to settle down for Daisy because, you know, he got a bit.
He couldn't get at it.
He got a bit of poo and he was just like, I better hang on to this. You know, Daffy was just like,
I can go for miles, lads.
I'm gonna be clapping them cheeks every other day of the week. Like, you know, I don't need to settle down for nobody.
Are you going to watch the new Mulan film?
I am. I can't wait for it. That's lies. I probably won't.
I won't watch it.
I would be more willing to watch the new Mulan than I would the old one. Because I don't like musicals. And I quite like old, like, Asian, like, Chinese films, you know, like the old martial arts films, like Jackie Chan's, like, Drunken Master and stuff. I love all them. Film. And if it, like, harkens back to that, maybe it'll be good.
But it's a Disney film.
It's probably going to be shit though. It's because it's a new Disney film. It's a remake Disney film.
Of course it's going to be shit. They've turned it into Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. There's no Mushu in it, like, sorry now.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Bastard.
Fucking stupid film.
Oh, it's nice and cold. My fucking mouse mat is drowned from the condensation on the glass.
Put tissue under it.
No, that's my wanking tissue.
Okay, I didn't need to know that.
No, I need wanking tissue there when I'm talking to the lads on Discord.
Okay, well sure, once you're doing it to lads, that's fine.
Yeah, no, it's not a sexual thing, it's a power thing.
Alright.
Yeah, it's when they're all coming in, they're like, Ducky, you're so great. I'm like, yeah, fucking really great, aren't I?
Oh, you're so full of yourself.
Ah, there we go. Bit of tit. I knew you'd feel bad, like, you know, I knew it'd eat you out from the inside.
No, I would have gone to bed happy.
You're never happy, you're female.
I know. I'm fucking happy in this weather anyhow.
No, like she loves the heat. Right now it's a roast and she loves beanbags. I got her a beanbag chair to sit in for podcast.
You didn't get me the beanbag chair. You bought it for your room.
I bought it for my room, but let's be fair, we both knew it was kind of for you to sit on.
Yeah, and I bought you a gaming chair.
You did, and it's lovely. I really need to put a picture up of it on Instagram so people can see.
I thought I was going to burp there.
It's an RGB. I showed it to lads on Discord the other night. It was very funny. They're like, what the fuck? So basically, I'm going to be sponsored by G Fuel soon because I'm that much of a gamer from my RGB.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah, sure, fuck it.
Well, thanks for joining us anyway.
No
Connie.
problem. Anytime.
Are you going to come back, are you?
I don't know.
I don't know if anybody wants you back. I'll have to check the comments of this one. It'll all be like, nah, fuck her.
Yeah, she's a boring cunt altogether.
Oh, stop to be like, I've seen two befores with more personality than her.
Well, to be fair, I have often said I'm not a very entertaining person. Like,
But I should all the personality of mild cheddar cheese.
Yeah. And look, in my defence, I'm rather awkward with this, like, you know.
Well, at least this is prepping you for when you make your transition to Instagram.
No, I'll still be awkward, you know, so apologies. I don't mean it, but apologies.
Well, you know I'm only taking the piss out here.
No, you're fucking not.
I am. I'm just doing it all the time, so it's hard to tell.
It's like, you know, when you say you love me and I'm like, do you actually mean that, or are you just taking the piss?
Yeah, I do it so rarely, so when I actually do because I'm like, every now and again it's like, I had better say it because whatever has happened today, or we've had a good day together, and it's like, oh no, I appreciate her, I'm just going to say it to her there, and I'll go up to her and I was like, Connie, I love you, and you'd be like,
what you want?
Yeah, fuck off, what you want? Or my favourite one is like, I love you. And you're like, wait, you don't mean that. I just walk away. Like, you can't take it. And then you'll come at me in a couple of weeks kind of going, you never tell me you love me. And it's like, because you never fucking believe it.
Yeah, that's because I'm just used to, you know, being bet down every single day for the insults.
That's something you developed.
No, because see, when you give me a compliment or you tell me you love me, you say it with a hint of sarcasticness underneath it.
I don't mean that though. I don't, like, genuinely, like when it comes in my head, when I was like, okay, I have to say it, I have to stop for a second. And I have to rehearse it in my head because everything I say naturally sounds sarcastic.
Yeah, so.
Especially when I want it to sound like it has a bit of meaning behind it. I was like, all right, how do I make this sound sincere?
Yeah, so how do you expect me to believe it then?
So like I have to roll through it in my head. Like, it's worse when you say it to me first because then I have to reply and I'm like, oh shit, like I'm not prepared.
I didn't have time.
I haven't rehearsed the line of how I'm going to deliver the tone and the inflection and stuff because I have to mentally plan that out. Like, that's how awkward I am because everything I say inherently sounds sarcastic. So I'm planning through. Like, that sounds horrible. A lot of times it sounds disingenuous because it's me actually acting, because if I say it genuinely, it'll sound sarcastic.
Yeah, but everything sounds sarcastic. If I do my makeup sometimes and you give me a compliment, there's still a fucking hint of sarcasticness underneath it. That's
not sarcasticness you're picking up. That's awkwardness. That's my fear of intimacy. There's a phrase, a man must kill what he loves before it weakens him. Like, you know, that's the part inside a man that's just like, no, if I show off any emotion or affection or anything, that's going to make me vulnerable. You know, that's a weak spot. That's kryptonite. That's telling your arch enemies, like, here's a bit of kryptonite there. Use that against me anytime you need it.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm just used to the abuse now at this stage.
It's just the part where I'll just like bat back there, like at all the horrible stuff you do, like, you know, hitting me in the bollocks.
Yeah, but you deserve that.
I think escalating to physical violence is very different than improperly delivering a compliment.
No, in
it's
my
kind of
eyes,
it's kind of disproportionate now that I say it out loud. My biggest problem is I can't say I love you correctly, and your biggest problem is physical abuse.
To be fair, I don't flick you in the balls as much as I used to, though.
No, you don't. But in my defense, a lot of that is because I've developed very good reflexes as a result, and I can get out of the way a lot of the time. Like, how many times in the last month maybe have I dodged it?
A lot.
Yeah, exactly. I should fucking take up UFC. These kind of fucking these reaction times, like, you know, I think I'd be fucking good at bobbing and weaving, like.
Yeah, but you wouldn't fight your way out of a fucking paper bag, though.
It's like there's Ducky. He's been knocked out 45 times, but he's never once been kicked into the cup.
Years of training.
He can't fight, but for God bless him, he avoids a fucking boot into the bollocks like nobody else.
Yeah, and who'd you have to thank for that? Me.
Yeah. Okay, we'll wrap it up the fuck, because this will just keep going on. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Say goodbye, Connie.
Goodbye. That sounded like I said good boy.
Good boy.
Good boy.
There's dominatrix in you there.
Good boy. Bye.
I'm going to end it there instead. So that was a conversation with myself and the lovely Connie. She was a little bit nervous doing this, as would anybody not used to putting themselves in front of an audience. So if you enjoyed having her on, words of encouragement are welcome below in the comment section, because I'm sure she'll be lurking there in hopes everybody enjoyed it. Also, if you have any questions for me or Connie, or fuck it, maybe even some relationship advice from the two of us, you can pop them below and we'll try to cover them in the next episode she's on. Thanks for watching and take care.